We go in the dock, Freddie Foreman's there, Charlie Krays there, the twins are there, and we're all charged with murder. Charlie and Freddie were charged with accessory to murder. And that's basically the start of the journey. I'm looking, I never know when I'm going to come home. It's forever. I've got my wife and a young baby. The baby's like 9 months old. And I can't tell you the distress I'm feeling. But I still can't sell out.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
That's the old school code.
I don't know any other way. And so I start off on this journey, and they send me up to Durham E-Wing, specialist wing and all the rest of it. And eventually I come through the system, and I finish up in a prison called Coldenmead. And I'm in a cell there. In the next cell to me is a man called Dave Courtney, who I've never met, but he's a character. He makes people laugh. He's just different to a lot of people. And we talk and that kind of thing. He tells me he's got an equity card. And I thought, well, what are you doing in here? If you've got that kind of card, you're mixing with the right people, things are going to happen for you and everything else like that. And he turned around and he said, it's part of life's journey, Chris. He said, you make mistakes, you pay for them. You pay for mistakes, he said, you make more mistakes and you pay for them. But, I like the man. So then, I don't see him for a long time, and then I come out of prison, and Dave is everywhere. But I don't want to go back. Charlie Cray rang me up and said, Chris, we've got everything going down here. And I said, Charlie, I'm not interested. I've got my twins. I'm married. I've got a good job. I'm a quarry manager, all them kind of things. I said, I'm not going to give it up to go back there to finish up in the same place I've just left. The thing I longed for when I was away was what I lost, the family.
How long did you do?
15 years.
15 years.
Solid 15 years.
Yeah, straight 15.
In some of the worst prisons in the country.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
and that's when prison was prison, wasn't it?
I was involved in riots, I was involved in all kind of things.
What was the worst prison that you were in?
Albany prison on the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
It changed over from being a Cat C prison to a Cat A prison. Mm-hmm. And they didn't know how to deal with people down there, especially people who were doing our kind of bird. All of a sudden you had train robbers in there, you had kind of people out firm in there, all different people from bank robbery and all the rest of it.
When you were in prison, did you not think maybe you should have talked to the police? Or
no.
You never considered?
No, that was not a...
You chose that route and you had to stick
I chose
to
it. I stood at the Old Bailey watching them all going up and giving evidence, and I've never pointed the finger at anybody. I've never stood in the dock and pointed the finger.
Have you ever regretted that decision?
No, I never have. It was the life I knew at the time. You can't make... You understand, you can't make a decision like that.
That's a generation that you come from, believe that, Chris.
You understand, I told you about how quiet we all were. We all knew things about different people, you understand? And we didn't. You didn't speak about it, you just got on with it.
Such a huge cost, though, that you had to...
Well, not only for me, Ronnie Bender had 3 boys.
Yeah.
He loved them dearly. Yeah, he stuck by a code. You understand?
And did the Krays ever talk to you or thank you for what you did?
No. They thanked the friends. Yeah, the friends were the ones they made in prison and things like that.
Didn't they go guilty a couple of years after?
Oh no, they wrote books about
saying
it.
They did it.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
You know, because I was told by Dave that there was an option given to them that if they went guilty, all the men could go free.
Could go free, that was a fact.
And they said, no, we need them in prison with us.
Yeah, and that's right.
And he said then they wrote a book saying they'd done it.
That's right. They had John Pearson writing a book,
The
Profession of Violence. So he was writing that book when we were in the dock at the Old Bailey. If you ever read his book, he was there.
Wow.
And Ronnie Cray, when he was out on the street before he was arrested, Pearson went to him and said, look, you've got me in a cold water flat. He said, it's freezing in there. And Ronnie Krays said, well, you wanted to know what the East End's like? He said, now you know. That's what it's like. So they'd planned everything ahead. But they didn't help anybody. They didn't even help themselves. They would never have done as long as they did if they'd have played along with Reed saying that, you understand?
Yeah. What was it like when you were in the court and they gave you that sentence? How did you feel?
I looked up at my father and my brother. They were up in the gallery. And I thought to myself, somehow I'm going to get through this. Because you can't never allow yourself to be beaten. When we left that court to go back to our prisons, I can remember I started singing Knees Up Mother Brown, sort of all the old songs, and everybody was singing at the same time because we were lifting our spirits.
Keep yourselves up.
That's right.
Morale was important.
And when we got out of the prison van, the driver asked us to sign a thing. He had a thing, a newspaper, and we all signed it for him.
Yeah. A good one for him.
It was. Yeah, he was a nice man. Yeah. So you know, but it's surrounding all the different things. You understand, publicity, all that kind of thing, and the van surrounded by police cars and motorbikes and all that kind of thing. It's a celebrity thing more than anything else.
Could I ask you, in taking you back slightly, in the year after the murder, up to the point you were arrested, were the Krays in touch with you, and was it ever discussed what had happened?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. I mean, they wanted to know what he was doing and what he was up to and all that kind of thing. And funny enough, there was a girl, and she came down from Birmingham, and she liked my brother Tony, but Tony weren't interested. And so Reggie Kray came to me at this party this night and said, Chris, he said, do you mind if I talk to June? And I said, no. I said, she's free to do whatever she wants. She's not my property. He said, thank you very much. And he went over and he chatted her. And they finished up in bed together. The police kicked the door in, come up to the bedroom and tell him to get out of bed and dress. So they pull him away, take him away. The policeman turned around to her and said, get dressed, lad. How dare you call me that, she went. She's just a normal person. And he said, get yourself dressed, he said, because we're taking you somewhere. She said, how dare you? And they started ripping the drawers open, looking in the drawers and the cupboards and things. Mr. Kray will be most annoyed, she said. And he turned around and said, Mr. Kray, be annoyed as he wants, he said, he ain't coming back. Wow. So when I saw her afterwards, I said, well, how was he on the night? She went, Chris, she said, he was all right, a nice person. I said, well, what did you talk about? She said, you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Paranoia.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I don't doubt.
Yeah.
Because I was out of their reach. I wasn't a member of their firm. I weren't. They didn't see me every day.
Yeah, and they had no hold on you.
They had no hold on me at all. So they kind of, well, what's he up to? Who's he talking to? Who's this kind of thing? Don't matter that you've been to Brixton to see him. It don't matter that you've done this or done anything else.
And because they took speed and drunk, their minds would be all over the place.
All over the place, yeah. And Ronnie, if he didn't take his medication, Stemisol,
he's gone. Yeah.
He was gone.
Was he really dangerous, Ronnie Kray? Could he flip at any point, Ronnie Kray?
He could be the most politest, nicest person you could meet. But if you got a bit of paranoia about you or something else like that, it was that. I mean, look at their friends. Albert Donaghy, they shot in the leg. What's his name? The guy they burnt with a poker.
Lenny Hamilton.
Yeah, Lenny Hamilton. Yeah. Then you've got Jack the Hat was a friend of theirs. They killed him. Frank Mitchell, they get him out of prison. Yeah. Couldn't help him and all the rest of it. Set him up in a flat with a girlfriend, everything else like that. Have him burnt out. Loads of the different people, this is what they did. within their own firm.
It was almost a bad job to become
That's
their
right.
friend.
But the thing was, someone like Mitchell, you get him out, you've got to provide for him. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, you get him over to Spain or somebody else. You'd have people looking after him, being sensible. No, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want it coming back on us. Get rid of it. You know, that I never understand that, to be honest with you.
When you were doing your time in prison, did you resent them very much?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I felt some resentment because, you know, as you said, Brendan, they were writing the book at the time, and they wrote about it all afterwards.
Yeah, so why didn't they just let you all go?
That's
they were
right.
going to do that
They
anyway.
could have helped us. Look,
They
we
could have
hold our
just-
hands up, because that's what they used to do.
Yeah.
I'd done it.
Yeah.
When different friends of
Yeah,
mine.
only so many of you should go. The others should get through.
I can remember when we got nicked. I got nicked with a guy called Charlie Olsen. I took the blame. I said, it's down to me. It's not down to Charlie. And, you know, this is what you did. It was the old rules, but we came up from a different world. We came up through prison. We came up through approved schools. We came up from Borstal. We did all that. So we learnt about the code, the University of Crime. You understand?
Yeah.
And in there, you're solid. You don't
I'm
talk
amazed that they never thanked you. They never wrote to you while in prison.
They didn't thank anyone, though, Chris,
No,
did
they didn't. No,
They didn't thank anyone.
No, they didn't. I mean, not one of the nicest people you could possibly meet was Ian Barry. And Ian did 20 years for him. Ronnie Bender did 20 years for him. He left his 3 sons for him. But he didn't do it for them. He did it because he believed that it was wrong to point a finger at anybody. Because nobody is perfect, believe me. The Iroquois Indians make a blanket. It's perfect. They always leave one strand undone. They say only God is perfect. So if ever you're going to do anything, give them a 9. Don't never give them a 10.
Yeah.
What was it like that moment leaving prison after that huge sentence?
Well, I met a lovely lady when I was in prison, towards the end of my sentence. I rang this number, I was given this number to get hold of my brother to come and visit me. And she started having a go at me. She said, I'm not his secretary, and I'm not going to receive these calls. And I said, I'm very sorry. I didn't know anything about you. He just gave me the number. Anyway, I got a letter from her saying that she apologised. And then she wrote me another letter and asked me, is anybody visiting me? And there wasn't. And so, although the Krays had everybody visiting them, celebrities and all of that, we didn't get nobody, just our families. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know these celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? Just my dad, who I loved, you understand, who'd come in and give me a hug and kiss me. You understand, on the forehead. Or my brothers would come and see me, or you know, family, or ex-cons who left prison come and say hello and things like that. People from my kind of lifestyle. Anyway, because I learnt more from prisons than I ever learnt from the system or authority or anything else. They taught me how to read. They taught me how to write. Taught me how to kind of, don't know, read that book, Charlie Richardson. Chris, you've got to read that book. Bruce Reynolds, read that book. Or come along to this class, psychology and all the rest of it. All these different faces, all these different people, supposed to be the most terrible people, were the nicest
Bruce
people you
Reynolds
could
was a
imagine.
lovely man, wasn't
Bobby Walsh, another lovely man, had a photograph of the guy, the gorilla in his cell. I said, Bobby, we got him in. He said, if he could do it, I could do it. You know.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to meet Bruce and Charlie, and they were both gentlemen.
Gentlemen, that's right.
Very well educated. They would speak to you on a level, and they were very clever men. They were, but they were shrewd. But they were very polite.
But they weren't beat her up. They weren't bullies or anything else like that.
Nothing like that.
They were family men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once again, they took it on the chin,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
How long did Tony do?
My brother Tony did 15 years as
15,
well.
didn't he? Yeah.
We both got out on the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
How did he react to being in prison?
He
resentful?
He went back to being with the lads.
Yeah.
I mean, he was mixing with like all the top boys at the time, and it was his lifestyle. But what he was doing, they were supporting the Krays. They were supporting charities and things like that. It's like Reggie got in touch with Charlie and said, "I've got in touch with Freddie Foreman, Tony, and a few of the lads, and said, and Roy Shaw, I want you to run a charity for me." And they said, "Sorry, we can't do that. We're doing it for Charlie to raise money for his defence." And he really got angry about it. But Charlie was important, you understand, to the boys. They thought the world of it.
Excuse me, but Charlie was very important, and that was outrageous.
That's right. And when Charlie rang me up and said we got everything going, I'd already seen it. From sitting in a prison cell, you become an observer of people. You're a people watcher, and you see exactly what's going to happen. And then you think to yourself, I'm not going down that track that they went down. This isn't for me. And consequently, you see people coming back and going in and going out and getting one big sentence and going and getting another. I didn't want that. I wanted what I had. I wanted to be there for my babies. I wanted to work for them. I wanted to feed them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's exactly what I did.